Colonel Barlow Wheeler, our secretary and agent, guide and counselor.
The 10 eventful years which have passed since the war have seen a remarkable resurgence of the Conservative Party on the foundation of universal suffrage. In this, nothing has been so important or so encouraging for the future as the great accession of strength we have received from the growth and expansion of the young conservative movement. For many years our opponents claimed to be the party of youth and the future. It is only too true that earlier generations of young people were misled by the chimera of socialism and mistakenly believed that it offered the best prospects for their country and the world. Since the war, we have, as here, we play for high stakes. I am firmly convinced that the only hope of success lies in the quality and native genius of our island race. We must give full scope to the spirit of adventure, adaptability, enterprise, hard work, and contrivance, which brought us to a commanding position in the world and which alone can retain it for us. We have had some reminders this year of the precarious foundations of our existence. Once again, our imports have tended to outstrip our exports. There has been a drain on our resources, and measures have been necessary to reduce and limit our home demand on materials and manpower. These measures have not been popular, but they are necessary. It will be an ill day when a conservative government shrinks from doing right out of any consideration of electoral popularity or favor. I have no doubt the House of Commons thought not, and I think they were right. But it is asked, what about free speech? Well, I'm all for free speech. I'm all for a state of affairs where every man and woman should form his own opinion and express the same to as many as care to listen. But that's quite a different thing to a man getting hold of an instrument and talking as he could do in this country to 15 million people on the particular topics which the House of Commons has indicated that it is going to discuss. That I think is a very serious matter. Who is going to give this man access to the instrument of such superhuman power? Surely this wants looking into before we accord to anyone such an extraordinary multiplication of human power. The House of Commons has been fully justified in taking its time over this and in not allowing its authority in the meanwhile to be weakened. Unique in the world. We have close ties and associations with the British Empire, with the Commonwealth, with the Atlantic community, with the English-speaking world, and with the continent of Europe. They overlap and overflow and bind us all together. To rise to the full opportunity this gives us, we must be solvent and economically strong. We must be faithfully and resolutely earning our own living by the sweat of our brow and by the exertion of our brains. We must make our full contribution to the united strength of the free nations upon whom peace depends. We must develop the resources and raise the living standards of the Commonwealth and Empire. You will, I am confident, be equal to your opportunity and your duty. It does seem to me that all this question of education, the wages and salaries paid is under very constant attention at the present time and should remain so. And I hope and trust that in due course satisfactory results will be achieved. On behalf of my wife and myself, I express my sincere thanks to Mr. Joseph Hall, Mr. John Hall, and Mr. Dennis Naylor for proposing and seconding the vote in language which was so well chosen and so kindly intended. My wife has been here year after year, and this is the first time that I have come to the Young Conservative Association. But I thought it was getting a little late in the day, and I'd better take full advantage of my opportunity, which I have done. It's appropriate, in a way, that when you get old, you should turn to youth. I don't wish to rob and deprive you of any of the faculties which you have, and as it were, suck up to myself, as people